Hey, what's up, and welcome to today's vlog. I just received 4 training tools that I actually think are going to make a big difference. They all came in this morning, which is fantastic because last night was a tough one for me. My goodness gracious. I was just slicing everything. So I'm a lefty, and every ball I would hit would just veer to the left. And it got me thinking, back when I did play baseball, I would foul so many balls off to the left. And anytime I would even remotely close to getting a hold of one, like a good hit, it would go down the third base side. That's just kind of, I think it was my bat path. I'm not sure, but I never really corrected that. I was never really a pull hitter. Again, as a lefty baseball, I never really hit it over to the second base, first base, right field side. So thinking about that, thinking about my golf swing, and just trying to, study it. And I think the best way to expedite your process in life is to invest in your training. And that's being around mentors, that's being around people who have been there, done that. But that's also doing your own homework and not just relying on other people's perspective of a situation, but also developing your own. And with all that said, I have taken matters into my own hands as much as possible and bought a few training tools that I think will honestly really help. Because again, when I'm looking at my swing, I really struggle with keeping my arms straight and just rotating around the torso. Again, talk about baseball because I played since I was the age of 5. Your arms are, again, as a lefty, my arm is bent, and when I swing, I extend through the ball with my lead arm. Golf, oh heck no. You keep that sucker straight. And I'm not used to that because I have taken thousands, tens of thousands of swings without keeping that arm straight. So, without further ado, let me start by showing you the 3 things that I think are going to correct that. And then I also have a little bonus tool that, for me, I think is going to help. So, cool. First thing I got here is called an impact ball, and it has little cutouts essentially for your forearms. And how you use it is you set it between your arms, you grab your club, and then you're able to swing. If this ball moves or you drop this ball, then your arms did not stay together like they are supposed to. So again, my typical swing would probably have done something like this. And then that means that's a bad swing, Hunter. So this is cool. It's foam and it's a ball. I mean, ever since I was a kid, literally my sister would be like, Hunter, you don't have a ball in your hands. And I would run inside and get a ball. Mad competitive, never want to be wrong, and I do love any sports ball that I can get my hands on. So although this isn't a sports ball, it's still something I can kind of toss and get lost with. So very cool, nice, easy training tool that I could throw in my bag if I was going to the range, but I like to keep everything in-house, literally. So I'll be able to practice here. And again, I don't think this is a tool that I will necessarily need forever, but especially as I'm getting started and I really need to drill that pattern of keeping my arms together, right? Gonna be a great tool. Also, getting back into sports, it's so important to be flexible and stretch in sports specific ways. That's very key. So looking up and doing some homework on sports specific, golf in my case, specific stretches that I need. And again, with every sport, you work different muscles. So very important that your training is slightly curated around that sport specific movement. Of course, holistically, we want to train head to toe, make sure that we're healthy. That's the first sport, life. So we want to make sure that we are prepared for life. But then if we want to add a little icing to the cake, maybe it's a sport, maybe it's an activity that we enjoy, we do want to cater a bit of our training around that sport specific activity. Impact ball, I'll link this stuff below. Really cool device that I can't wait to use today. Now, if this was the little brother, the next thing I show you is the big brother. It's a step up from this one, a bit more advanced, a bit more expensive, but really, really cool. So, this is the arm alarm. And the thing I love about this, it essentially does the same thing. It connects to your forearms or your wrist, and it has a tether. Now, when that tether breaks apart, a little alarm sounds, a little beep. The reason I really like that auditory response is because it tells me exactly where in the swing my form broke down. Very, very cool piece of kit that I could see myself keeping forever. Again, the ball, maybe I keep it in case I ever teach someone. I think this is a great cue. But I think this kind of is next level. So I wanted to get both, work with both, see which I prefer. But I really love that this gives you that audio cue of like, is it in my downswing? Did I get a little loose in the downswing? Was it pulling it? Was it, the start of my swing? Where in my swing did I start to break down? That's going to tell you exactly. Whereas this could fall out, but there's a bit more leeway. I feel like this, a little bit less leeway. And again, I just think it's so cool that it tells you exactly, oh, that's where I keep breaking down. I need to make sure I stay extended there. I need to rotate more there. Really, really cool. So both of these tools are, again, to help fix my horrible habit of extending these arms like I'm playing baseball, and I got to keep them straight and just rotate torso. So anyway, next thing, I actually found this off a YouTube video. And I've never tried it, but the concept made a lot of sense to me. It's called Swing Guide, the ultimate golf training tool. I'm going to read the back of the box for you. It says, sets correct hinge position, corrects club face alignment, and corrects follow through position. This is something I really struggle with as well. I don't know how far, how much my wrist should be hinging. When I do follow through, my club face alignment is all over the place. Your guess is as good as mine as where that club face is actually set up. And again, follow through. So this goes on your club, and I'll make more in-depth videos. I'm just giving you a quick overview. Then I'm actually going to use them and do a more in-depth review of each product in case this is something you're interested in. Or maybe you just love life and you want to get better at knitting. Why do people always say knitting as an example? It just feels like a random example, but everybody says it, so maybe it's not so random. Or maybe you want to get better at oil changes, or painting. I don't know. I still think that you should subscribe to me here on YouTube, because you're not just seeing someone talk about golf. Maybe that's how your perspective is now, but I really want you to see someone who loves learning and does everything in their power to become a better student, and understands that in order to become a better student, we must study. We must take it upon ourselves. We must take ownership. And I think you're seeing me do that in every way possible. And if you're just seeing a guy buy a bunch of golf stuff, I love you so much. Subscribe to me on Instagram, Clowdus Training, and consider Clowdus Club, because we'll completely reprogram how you see life. And by doing that, you're going to change your life. You're going to change the entire trajectory of who you were going to be and end up becoming who you were meant to be. And it's so cool. Again, let me just set this down. You have the power to do that. You have the power to do that. I don't care how old you are watching this right now. You have the power to change the rest of your life. If you keep going through the same motions, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. So if you want more, you have to become more. And the only way to become more is to train, to push yourself, to become a student of life, to study the game. It's so easy to rely on what we know. It's so easy to let our ego get in the way and think we know it all. But you never know it all. There's always room to grow. There's always room to improve. You can always get better. And life gets better when you get better. So please, whatever you do, push yourself to be who you were meant to become. Get that training. Invest in yourself. You matter. And I say that, and I bookend with that, and I mean it. I'm every word I just said. Like, roll it back. Watch it again. You have to get that. If you get that, you'll get everything else. You'll get the life you deserve. But you can never settle. You can never say that you know it all. You can never feel comfortable with where you are when it comes to how much knowledge you have and say you're good. It's not like after a big meal, whew, no, I'm stuffed. We cannot allow our appetite for life to ever be stuffed. There's just so much more that we can grow into. And look, it's not even about you. It's about the people around you. It's about your family. It's about your loved ones. It's about your friends. Or maybe it is about you, about your legacy, about everyone who's poured into you, about everyone who's doubted you, about everyone who's tried to tear you down and break you down. Maybe it's all of it. Whatever it is, whatever you want your focus to be on, to be your anchor, to be your motivation and inspiration, you gotta keep going. You have to be a student of life. Please, please, please never stop studying. Okay, back to the tools, Hunter. Dude, Hunter, it's like you should be a speaker or something. I know. Okay. Again, the hinge position right here. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, fantastic. Cameras are so great. Like this is so nice. The fact that I can just do this and you can see what I'm talking about. So again, I really struggle with this hinge position. And the way this bracket works, there's a little like U shape cutout. So when I'm in this back position, the U will go over my arm, so I'll know, oh, that's the correct hinge position. And if I'm having any twist of the wrist or getting off axis, that U won't clamp perfectly onto my arm. It'll miss it, it'll be here, and I'll say, oh, in my backswing, I'm turning my club. That's why when I swing through, the club face isn't square. So again, swing guide, I'm really, really pumped about this one. Again, it was a YouTube recommendation. Love it. Now, I did tell you guys that we have a little bonus tool. And it kind of, again, works as far as club face alignments. It's a magnetic golf alignment tool. And this is so cool. This side is magnetic, right? This side is a magnet. And then it's just this little pole. And you stick this on the face of your golf club. And you get like you're about to swing, and this pole extends off the face of your club, and you can actually see where you're gonna hit the ball. I thought this was so cool, man. I mean, magnets in general are just like, they've always been so cool to me. Something else, kind of off topic, extremely off topic, that was cool to me as a kid was a slinky. Like, and one other thing, you know the balls that are attached to the string? Like there's a little base here, and then there's some strings and balls, and you do one ball back, and then the energy shifts to the other. Stuff like that is always so cool to me. But magnets are cool to me, and I thought this one would be excellent because, again, as a beginner golfer, I look down, I see my pitching wedge, I see the loft, and I don't know if it's square. I have no clue. I'll line up my putt perfectly, the little line on top of the club, my eyes are over the ball, I'm ready to putt, and as soon as I make contact, sometimes it goes where it wants, and sometimes it goes where I want it to go. But this is going to be so helpful because I can practice that swing leading up to contact. Contact is the icing on the cake, but it's everything that happens before contact that determines where the ball is going to go. It's not past contact, it's before contact. So again, this is a great before contact tool where I can do my full swing, stop at the point of contact, and see if my club's aligned. And also, I can just set it on some of my irons and wedges, and get a visual of, oh, that's what the club faces will look like. That's what the club face will look like if I'm going to hit a straight shot. That's the angle. So again, this seems like, well, why would you need that? Just practice. Yeah, but I'm telling you, perception is a huge key. I should say perspective is a huge key in understanding what it is you're doing. You don't know how bad I want to talk about life right now and perspective, but we're going to keep it golf. But it's looking down from 6 feet above the earth, looking down, seeing a club head face, and knowing, oh, I'm a bit out. Oh, I'm a bit in. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfectly square. So because I'm new to this, I thought this would be a great tool where I could get comfortable, get familiar with what square looks like. Because I'm telling you guys, if you've never played golf, my clubs are downstairs. There's different lofts on the club head face. And if you've never seen it before, for me at least, it's hard to know. I know this looks pretty square, but then I start swinging and rotating my hips and shoulders, trying to keep my head straight. I mean, there's a lot going on there. So this is a great visual cue that I think is going to get me comfortable and familiar with what square looks like. Quickly, 30 seconds on that. This is a role model. This is a mentor. This is a leader. This is someone who can visually show you what it's supposed to look like. So I don't know who in your life needs to be your upgraded magnetic golf alignment aid, but so important that you have someone that visually shows you. Doesn't just give you an auditory lesson, but can visually show you. You need both. You need someone who can talk the talk, but also walk the walk. Okay, I did it in 30 seconds. Sorry, I just had to tie it in life because one thing is everything. Okay, I'm off that. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm having so much fun making these videos, being back on YouTube. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe if you haven't already. That's all I got for you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.